Good morning, everybody. So no sooner did I finish narrating, editing, rendering, and uploading my previous subscriber replay for BiplaneBully with his 9 kills in his Leopard 2A4, then I post the early access link in my Discord, and as soon as I finish with that, he puts up screenshots from another battle that I said, well, I guess I'm gonna have to feature that one as well, and that would be this battle right here. Now, it's a pretty long battle. It lasted over 17 minutes. So we're gonna be trimming out some travel times, starting with right now. So there will be some transitions, but you're not gonna miss anything except driving. Alright, so he's bypassed the main first capture point and is moving around the outside of it to the right here to cut off the enemy's initial attack charge on the cap. And it works out fairly well, as you'll see in just a moment. Alright, first customer coming along, Sd.Kfz M38. And he gets a little bit of a fire, which caused the enemy to swerve and crash into a building. And then he's able to get a good fire on him. Now, part of the replay is the gun sight doesn't always match up with where he's actually pointing on the screen, so just understand that's a replay work. And there's our first kill with the Pz.IV E. A lot more to come. There's kill number 2. Not even close to finished yet. Alright. No obvious other enemy presence around the cap. Time to move in and see what you can do about taking it away from them and stopping that ticket bleed, because it's not critical yet, but you don't want to let it get too much farther. Okay, so somebody else is definitely still inside the cap as the capture is, or the flag is not being swerved. It's not this guy, although this guy isn't going to be there much longer either. Kill number 3 coming right up. Eventually. There we go. There's 3 down. And a teammate has taken out whatever was still inside the cap, so now the capture has begun. Good teamwork. So we've got some more enemies in sight. And it's a matter of who's going to drive out and actually engage the guy. He just misses his shot on the engine there. Pz.IV takes a little bit of a hit next to him, and as he's trying to maneuver his way around and figure out where to go, he takes a hit from an A13 Mark I that circled around behind and came up from their side approach. And as soon as the turret was disabled and the tank set on fire, that was pretty much it. But not a bad start. 3 kills, a capture, and an assist. Alright, so he's racing back into the cap in his Sd.Kfz 234/1. And boy, this thing is just a dangerous, dangerous vehicle. My goodness gracious. Su-51 down, finish him with the machine gun while you're reloading the 20 mil. Always a good backup weapon, especially when you find an open top vehicle. Or open crew vehicle. Now this Sd.Kfz M31, I don't know what he was thinking sticking his face back out again, but yeah. That's generally what's going to happen against an autocannon. So he's up to 5 kills now. 2 with the 234-1. And here's another Su-51 caught out in the open, and also dealt with the machine gun. We're up to 6 on the day. The enemy has recaptured the A point, so you know there's going to be a heavy presence here. Let's see how many of them there are. Well, we've got an LVTA-1 to start with. The point is now being decapped. Let's circle around, use the speed, see what other kind of trouble we can find. Always a good plan, I think. I mean, capturing is important, but as long as your team is actually capturing. A little quick perimeter check is always a good idea. And lo and behold, we return to the capture point and it is full of enemies again. Can't quite get the M2A4 finished off with the first couple magazines, but he doesn't seem to know where it's coming from. And or his gunner has been quite disabled, so... Nice lucky bounce there with that T-26 shell. Ordinarily, that's not something you expect to happen from that close. Wipe out his gunner, and it's still a slightly agonizing moment waiting for the reload to come back, but luckily he gets his shots off and finishes them off. And then a couple quick more kills here. And it's probably a good idea to get behind some cover and maybe reassess the situation. And lo and behold, a BT-7 who was probably just as surprised as BiplaneBully was. Or perhaps slightly more surprised because he didn't quite react fast enough. And there is kill number 11. Those of you who paid attention to the thumbnail might realize that we're halfway there. So back into the cap we go. It is still being held by an enemy again. Same situation as before. Take a quick peek around, make sure there are no enemies hiding and waiting to ambush. And then go find this enemy that is holding the team from capping. This rather tunnel-visioned enemy who is holding them from capping. And there we go. BT-7 dealt with, and that brings us to 9 kills with the 234-1 for a total of 12, and another capture underway. We've got an M2A4 behind the Pz.IV E. Gotta get back there and deal with him. Pretty good damage. The Pz.IV E has survived the initial hit. And there we go. That's almost a kill on the airplane. And right as the turret gets onto that T-26, unfortunately, he gets knocked out. But a double ace with the T-34-1 by itself, that's not a bad run either. That was a funny moment there. I thought for sure he had gotten that P-26 with his Panzer IV here, but not quite. It was close, but... it was actually an AS-42. Enemy contact at the gates. Open fire. T-26-4 down. AMD-35. Quick follow-up. There's 2 rapid-fire kills with the Pz.IV E. And then, unfortunately, right there, the damaged gun barrel and most of the turret crew gone with the LVKV... or, sorry... with a 20 mil rapid fire SPAA blasting away at you through not much armor protection. There's only so much you can do. You're really, at this point, you're just hoping the team comes up and rescues you, and, well, that's not terribly likely, now is it? So, for a final vehicle choice, BiplaneBully came back in his HE-112A/0 with 100 rounds in the 20mm cannon in the nose. And if there is no anti-aircraft or enemy fighter presence, you can really have a time at low tier with this thing, as you are about to see. And there's number 1 with the HE-112 for a total of 16. The enemy, or the cap, is just crawling with enemy presence, but it is just easy pickings and shooting fish in a barrel here with the 20 mil from above, top-down attacks here with this airplane. As you can see, for whatever reason, the anti-air wasn't able to point up at him, and this kind of made me laugh. The the LVT making the valiant effort to sail around Cape Horn there. And if you can just keep making these up, down, loop around attacks, you're just going to clean up with the HE-112. With the 112A0, that is. A couple of the other 112s have just got 7.92 machine guns, and that's not going to be quite as effective, but this one is a ground-striking dream if you get the kind of situation that biplane got here. So, he's up to 20 kills, and he's still not finished. A quadruple ace in a single battle, total. Still not done yet. Can't see what's capping, and then I think he spotted him here as he pulled up. A little bit of a search, and then I believe now he can see the guy. Roll back over on him, and finish him off before he can finish capping the point. And that's 21 kills, and he's still not finished. Now, the important thing to look at here is the ticket bleed and how close their team was to losing this battle. If the enemy had finished that capture there, it probably would have ended in a defeat. So that was a very timely kill. And his team, also very timely, comes in from behind and finishes capturing the point back to start ticket bleed back in their favor. Now you can obviously see where the last enemy tank is there. The last enemy tank that's near the cap. He's not the last enemy tank, but you can see where he was hidden and how biplane wouldn't have been able to see him. But then, as he rolls back over again, wouldn't you know it, spotted him down in the alley. Climb up again, come in for another top-down attack, and there is very, very little that anybody can do about this sort of an attack. And there is kill number 22, and he's still... I'm just kidding, he's done. That would be the last kill of the battle. The guy that's down in the river, I think he just didn't see him as he was looking back here farther back. As you can see, the enemy tank is driving around the outside of the castle walls there, so not quite visible, just enough obscured. And then he gets knocked out by another HE-112, so... As if one HE-112 with 100 rounds of 20 mil armor piercing wasn't good enough, there's a second one. And that would do it right there. The tickets would bleed out, and a victory would be had. What a battle. So there you can see the end results screen, and here you can see the stats at the end of the battle. Quite a good little battle. Not a lot of payout, but it is 1.3. And here you can see just how much more score Biplane had than all the rest of his team. Quite an effort there. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Let me know what you all thought in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you all very much for checking this one out. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.